Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You like that? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Wednesday morning. Over here is when we're recording this. Don't know when or how it found you, but I hope it found you in a great place. We did the first half film study, and we went through, it was exhaustive. We went through every single play on both sides of the football, well over 2 hours. We let that sit for 2 days, or let it sit rather for 2 days, kind of marinate, allow you guys an opportunity to watch that in full. Hope you took the opportunity to do exactly that, and hope you learned a lot from it. Obviously, there was a big change in the second half, particularly on Georgia's offensive side of the football. Gunner Stockton gets, put into the mix with Carson Beck's injury, and that's what it looks like it's going to be moving forward, at least until we hear a definite and finality in terms of prognosis with regards to Carson Beck's elbow. So for now, it is the Gunner Stockton offense. But in this film that we're going to watch today, in the second half of this SEC championship game, this is Gunner Stockton's offense through Carson Beck's lens, right? Like they're not designing a brand new offense at halftime for Gunner. Gunner's got to go out there and run what he's most comfortable with out of the Carson Beck catalog, and that's exactly what you see in this film, even to an extent where they're going to start becoming relatively repetitive in concept, running the things that Gunner clearly is comfortable with, and it makes them, like I said, kind of repetitive. Super excited to do this with you guys today. You're going to see, man, this quarterback is definitely a competitor. He throws a very violent football. It is heavy, okay? We'll talk about that in the analysis today. You know the rules around this network with regards to the film, okay? When we do film, if you learn anything about your football team, if you learn anything about the game of football, or if you just have a good time, the rules are you got to subscribe. Let's do it. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, Jonathan, I'm excited to do this with the audience. I know they're excited to see what Gunner Stockton's, performance ultimately look like in this football game. Obviously started out relatively hot. First possession of the game for him. Will you squeeze that just a little bit for me? Get rid of that ugly speck. Make it nice and tight for the viewer here, okay? Started in his second half, and you're going to see first drive of the football game for him. They walk it down the field and they score. And I'll be real with you. Everybody wants to talk about this kid's delivery, Jonathan, and how elongated it is. Okay, and here's the deal: we don't have a ball in here, do we? We don't. Either way. All right. Look. We got it. All it is scat retraction. See this scapula back here? All right. All we got to do is pull that back. All right. We got to get that set in order to where we can get our elbow cleared through and throw the football. What we don't want to see is the Tebow effect. We don't want to see scat pull, ball drop. Okay. That's never what we want to see. We want to see scat pull, hip fire, throw through the motion. Okay. We want to see that nice little whippy action at the end. What we don't want to see is scat pull, arm, ball drop all the way back around, okay? If we get here and do one of those, that's fine, all right? Anything dropping below down towards 6 o'clock, we want to avoid, all right? It's too inefficient, all right? It's too inefficient. We have way too much time for defensive backs to drive down on our routes and see what we got going on. So when we see this from the tight, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, it just looks different than the other guys, but it's not elongated right here. There's no wasted movements, okay? We take it right back, boom. We get that scat pull, all right, and then we release the football, all right? I'm fine with the screen game, all right, delivery that we've seen, or at least I'm going to show you on tape here from Gunner Stockton. And hey, by the way, this number one, he's pretty damn good, isn't he, guys? He's a pretty damn good football player, all right? I was telling Jonathan before the show, obviously we've seen some NFL backs since I've been doing this on this network, right? Most notably Swift and McIntosh. This is the back I feel best about moving forward. Like in terms of an NFL evaluation, if this guy stays healthy, I think he's going to be a really, really elite back in the Sunday League. One thing you're going to have to notice, okay, hey, these backside ends, you're going to have to stay true with this quarterback. And you're going to see it's going to start opening up some run lanes in this second half for Georgia. Just backside defenders having to stay a little bit truer, a little bit longer, opening up things a tad bit for the front side run game. But we got a play action pass right here as an offense. Gunner does a good job of getting the ball out of his hands once he realizes, oh shit, the backside defender has been playing really, really true right now. He was coached up at halftime. Hey, if 14 comes in, watch naked boot, okay? Watch naked boot. But for the first time all year, all right, we're actually seeing some hesitancy from these guys. Look, he's already semi-flat-footed right now coming off the line of scrimmage. He's not full tilt this way. He's actually got a little bit of upright lean to him as he comes off the line of scrimmage. He's even kind of surf teching right there, all right? So if this were to be a true run this way, because of his, responsibilities with the running back potentially running out of the back, we're actually maintaining integrity a little bit on the backside of this defense, okay, in our potential run scheme, something to note. Also, by the way, Jurassic's definitely running to grass right here if the front side defensive end's not in his face, okay?
Also see Cole Spear on the field.
You are correct. That would be if I were defending Gunner Stockton, we would obviously be really, really sound in quarterback run. But every time they were in under center, I would have the backside end rushing the upfield hip of the quarterback for play action, deep rollout. Okay. So by the way, these are tendencies that teams would do to you when Stetson was your quarterback too. I remember Tommy Eichenberg in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl hitting Stetson Bennett in the face off of a play action rollout. I remember him doing it again a little bit later. Stetson getting a little bit rushed, throwing the pick to Steel Chambers. Okay, trying to hit Kenny McIntosh down the sideline. So these are things that have happened to you in years past. All right, but it ultimately opens up other things, right? The backside defensive end is being held responsible by your quarterback. He's eventually going to create open lanes in the run game by doing so. Texas running cover 3 right here. So great job by the coordinator getting the quarterback a winner. We got a deep third here. He's rotating to the middle of the field. This safety's coming down. That corner has that deep third. So knowing that this corner has this deep third, running this hitch right up into this alleyway where he's rolling away, he's rolling down, and he's rolling back, we have a natural void in the defense right about here in this area of the field. Now, here's what I love about the young quarterback right here. Nice, easy pitch and catch, right? Nice, easy pitch and catch. Anybody should be able to complete this football, but here's what I love. Put us in two. Watch the eyes of the quarterback, okay? We have to look at coverage pre-snap, confirm it post-snap. So what's he doing? Down set up, he's staring right down the middle of the field, locating that center field safety that is now rocked and rolled. That's the linebacker, okay? I'm pointing at the safety back here that's actually rolling out of your picture that you can't quite see. So we stare at him, we confirm, okay, middle of the field is closed, which means I need to be working this comeback right now, which is where he sets his feet in his eyes and then rips the football. It's a great job right here by a young quarterback of identifying coverage, all right, and then confirming coverage post-snap with his eyes, being nice and disciplined. And again, all right, that's a little bit of a drop, all right, a little bit of a drop. We want to clean that up this offseason. By the way, people, anybody asking in the comments, is this a motion that you can clean up? Not now. Not right now. We do not mess with quarterbacks in season. No different than I don't want to go tell a hitter, all right, hey, I know we haven't been lifting our front foot all year. We haven't been doing any of this all year, but now in the playoffs, we're going to start implementing it. No, you're not going to do that. 90-mile-an-hour fastball is going to get blown by your face, all right? So we don't need to be making major adjustments during the year. But here's what I love about Gunner's throw in motion, or at least his mechanics and the outcome, the overall outcome of the football. Guys, this dude rips it. Okay, and it is a very heavy and firm football. And if you've never been a football player, if you've never caught footballs, I don't know exactly how to explain it to you. Some balls arrive like they were supposed to be there. Some balls arrive like a ton of bricks. His ball arrives like a ton of bricks. And you can see it in some of these screen passes as well. It is very heavy upon arrival. All right. Now, this is something that I love for the future of this run game for the University of Georgia. Now, Jonathan, we on this channel have been talking about safeties, rocking and rolling, adding into the run box, adding into the run count all year long. All right, all year long. And 9 times out of 10, if they're rolling safeties, they are rolling it away from the back. Now, why? Most teams run right, backs on the right, they normally run to the left. So if we're going to fill a safety, we need to fill that left side safety, right? We need to roll the safety into the face of the running back. Watch what Texas is doing right here, Jonathan. Look at where they're rolling their safety. They're rolling this safety to the middle, and they're rolling this safety away from the actual run action that's happening from Georgia. Now, why would they be doing that? Somebody's got to account for the quarterback out of the back of the backfield, right? Somebody's got to have quarterback, and guess who they're using to take the quarterback away? The safety. So now what are we doing? Now we're removing a hat from the front side of the equation where we're actually running the ball. It's simple math. We had an additional hat over here as a defense. Now we have to take that hat and move him over to guard the quarterback. Now we're losing a hat front side of the run scheme, okay? Everybody understands that. It's nice and simple math, and boom, we get a hitter, a nice 7-8 yard hitter to open up, this possession in the second half because that backside safety is now rolling to take away the quarterback, okay? Now, look, guys, we're going to talk about this in the second half. We've got good counts, okay? We've got good counts as an offense. We got one for you. That double team's working here. That double team's working here. We're going to occupy him and him up here at the top of the screen by the quarterback run. Okay, so now we have positive counts for us on the front side of these run schemes with the running back. It's inevitably going to open up creases. All right, so Gunner Stockton very clearly and obviously based off the play calling, comfortable running what we call FIB, flood into the boundary, okay? Georgia over the last, 3 years since Monken got there, every time the ball, not every time, but a lot of the times when the ball's on the hash, they're going to get into this bunch look. We see all these wide receivers bunched up right here. And by the way, we're going to add the back into the equation. So we're going to add 4 wide receivers onto the front side of this really, really tightly contested portion of the field, right? And we're going to run what we call FIB. We are going to flood into the boundary. They got to run some type of zone over here. So we are going to flood the concepts with a lot of bodies. All right, we're going to flood into the boundary, FIB as they call it. And by the way, this is the best I've seen it covered. Watch this corner right here and tell me this ain't some superstar shit from number 7 right here, Jonathan. Watch him push vertically with Arian Smith, okay? And then as soon as he feels tight end leak down the boundary, he's now speed turning, all right? He's speed turning into the boundary, and now he's going to cover the tight end. So we have no options right now as a quarterback other than to either scramble or check the football down. He chooses to scramble. Great job right here as a quarterback. Once they take away our answers, finding an answer ourselves, right? And our answer ourselves 9 times out of 10 as a Gunner Stockton quarterback, it's our legs. Let's get out. Let's make a play with our feet and then show him a little hi-ya at the end of this rep. Show him a little hi-ya. Get up in his face, talk a little shit, get the sideline lit. But that's the best I've seen FIB covered on this channel. And they do it, I think they call flood into the boundary 4 times. He probably took 30 snaps in the second half, Jonathan. They threw it 16 times. They ran flood into the boundary 4. So a quarter of their passing attempts were this concept right here. Tells me the quarterback's really, really comfortable running it, right? I would imagine it's going to be in their playbook moving forward, even with him. Some of this stuff won't be, okay? This is the stuff you see from this guy, and I think it's part of, and I know actually it's part of the reason why his teammates love him right here. That right there, getting back in that guy's face, talking a little trash, doing some, heck yeah, man, I told you, I'm going to run you over, heck yeah, man. Give me your best Gunner Stockton trash talk impersonation. You got one for me?
I mean, heck, got to bring your pad today, boy.
I mean, heck, got to bring your helmet today. You got to throw, I mean, heck in there. Ain't no doubt. Note says he's not that long on screens. He's really not. Okay, the motion doesn't seem that elongated on these. And this is the portion of the game that I was worried about, the playbook, I should say. Like, can you The other guy's a shortstop. Carson's a shortstop. He's ball out. He's turning two. You've heard the coach talk about that, right? This guy, not so much. This guy a little bit longer, but the ball jumps, okay, and it's heavy out the hands. All right, let's pause it and let's take a nice slow-mo view of this throwing motion right here and see if we see any problem. Boom, straight to it, right? Straight to scat pull. We're good with this. All right, we've got to find out a way to do this when we're throwing the deep comebacks, right? We got to find out a way to do this when we're throwing the deep over, when we're throwing the post route. We've got to find ways to be this short and efficient with our stroke when we're throwing intermediate to deep routes. The reason being, all right, a lot more time to close ground on those balls, right? So if we give the safety an extra quarter of a second to drive and decide, hey, he's throwing now, I need to move, that's going to impact balls at the end of the play, okay? We got pop times as a catcher, right? And the pop time is when it hits your glove to the time it hits the person on second base's glove. So here's what I would be doing if I were a real advanced analytic guy. If I was a really, take the film and study it ad nauseum and almost make myself sick getting data points. I would be looking at the time it takes for it to hit the hands of the quarterback to the time it takes to hit the hands of the wide receiver. See what I'm saying? And if there's a drastic difference, we might need to go about eliminating or altering what we're doing here with regards to our screen game as an offense and as a defense, right? If I see one quarterback take a little bit longer than the other, all right, I just mentally remembered something. Hey, take a mental note of this play right here. All right, take a mental note of this right here, this safety plugging, which means he's pulling the ball and throwing this, because later on in the football game, Texas gives them a little okie doke, right? We get a pull key, right? That nickel fired, we have 2/2 now. That tells us in our math we are going to throw this screen here, all right? But a little bit later, Jonathan, they plug the nickel and then take Anthony Hill and wrap him back around, almost like a stunt to bait the screen, and it ends up into a negative play, okay? So just something to note right there. And remember, take a mental picture, class, because we're going to come back to that one. What a play by Lawson Lucky right here. What a play. Okay, hey, what did I tell you? Anytime they're in I, anytime they're in pistol, anytime they're under center, I'm going to be playing naked boot, right, as a defense. That's what I'm going to be doing. So here we go. They're in pistol. Here comes the naked boot. And look, he's right there. He's in his face, but they're doing a really good job of anticipating the adjustment from Texas. Oscar Delp standing right there, ready to pin him back inside. So now we've got a free boot for our quarterback, and here's the concept. We're working deep corner, all right? We have an out route right here, and we have the arrow in the flat, okay? A little top-down approach right here. That's the way we're reading it. We're reading it from the top down. Actually, we'll probably read it this way. 1 to 2 to 3. 1 to 2 to 3. Bottom up or top down, whichever way you're coached. But if it's coached bottom up, he probably would take the arrow into the flat as soon as he rolls out. I guess he's looking at this defender right here. This defender right here is driving right now. You see that, Jonathan? His body language is telling him he's driving down, and we only have 2 defenders for the 2 routes that we're running into him. Excuse me, it's this route, right? Well, they only have 2 defenders for the 2 routes we're throwing into him. It's a great ball and a great catch right here. Let's watch it from the tight. I told you that back judge had it the whole way, didn't I? In the car ride home, Jonathan? You can see it on the film right here. Back judge got it the whole way. Guy in his face. Dot. Absolute dot. Way to flash the foot, Lawson. This guy right here. Call of his ever-loving life. Watch him the whole way, Jonathan. He's got it. The whole way, he's like, yep, that's a catch. Waving it off. We're already stopping the clock because we know it's a catch. All right, back judge had it the whole way. Hey, what are we doing on quarterback empty, Jonathan?
QB run.
Yeah. It ain't just the other teams. It's you guys too. I can't be the only one in the world that thinks this about offenses. I think 2 things about spread offenses nowadays. 1, if you stack 2 guys out here on top of each other and 2 guys out here on top of each other with an H in the box, engage 8. I'm sending the ever-loving house because I think you're running the football. And even if you aren't, you're going to throw some pissant now screen out here. I'm not worried about it, okay, unless you're Tennessee. If you're Tennessee with Hendon Hooker, you might be taking my head off right now. But if that's the formation, I'm playing run. All right, the other thing, if you motion to empty and you're the University of Georgia, I'm either playing the now screen, which the ball's on the right hash. You're not throwing it all the way out there, so I'm taking that out of the equation, or I'm stopping quarterback run. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm stopping now screen and I'm stopping quarterback run because nothing on tape to this point in the season has shown me anything other than that. By the way, I feel like every college offense I've watched this year, right, except for Alabama. Alabama, if they go empty, they're either taking shots or the quarterback's running, right? If Georgia's empty, they're taking a quarterback run or they're taking a now screen. It's really the only two options right now. Got to empty the boxes. Make a little shimmy. Not the most elusive guy, but he gets the job done, eh, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. Damn, Michael Taft. Don't be doing me like that. Don't be doing me like that, Michael Taft. You had the first half of your life out here getting put on the ground by 14. Come on, Michael Taft. Note just says Etienne is special. Yeah, man. Front side's real closed off, right? So we know we're peeling immediately. Who's that hitting him? Makuba? That's why. A little light in the ass, therefore. I love him. I think he's a great football player. He's one of the more impactful playmaking defensive players in college football right now is Andrew Makuba. But he is 185 pounds soaking wet, maybe. All right. So even though he does bring a lot of power in the pads, despite the fact that he is small, but it looks to me like Etienne runs through air right here, doesn't it, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. With the cracked ribs. What are you playing, Jonathan?
QB run.
Or
screen.
Or now screen. Yep. Especially if they bring this motion back in, right? We're really going to hunt this now screen now. That's exactly what they're running. Boom. 8 yards. Can't allow that as a defense. Let's check the motion one more time. Straight to scat pull. We're good with it. Again, like the intermediate underneath stuff, not a problem. It's when we start to drive the football and when we really start to rip it, we start to get a little long in that delivery. We got to avoid that. All right, so he gets hit right here, I think. I think this is the fumble. Okay? All right, let's talk about this. Now, again, I'm not in the room. All right, but he just pointed at 26, right? That's where he's pointing. He's looking at the running back and telling him, Mike 26. Now, I'm not in the room, so I don't know how this works. But when I played offensive line, I called Mikes. All right, and when I called the Mike, that's who we're taking care of. All right, so if I called the Mike, you take the other one. All right, so as an offensive line, I walk to the line of scrimmage. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 immediate threats that no matter what, we're taking care of. But we've got 5 people, so we need to take advantage of that and take another one. So I am going to call Mike 0. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say us 4 got these 4. Us 5, okay, have these 5. Now, I used to draw bubbles in pass protection. I think it's the easiest way to do this. We're going to lock up on the backside, tackle on defensive end. Now, we're going into a 4x1 slide, Jonathan. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to take care of the Mike as he comes. If the Mike comes over here, guess what? 53 is going to take off, and we're going to handle that way. All right? But nonetheless, all 4 of us better have our eyes on that Mike linebacker, leaving the running back to fill backside for number 26. That's how it should work, at least in my opinion, if that's what we've got it called. All right, the only other option is that for some reason, the offensive line went Mike 26, which based off the eye discipline of number 53, that might be what they're doing. All right, 53's definitely got his eyes out there to that linebacker, doesn't he, Jonathan? He's staring at him right now. So I don't know for finality what they have called in terms of pass protection, and I don't think they do based off the results, okay? Because at first, Etienne's got his eyes left, and then he's going to plug right. At first, Dylan Fairchild had his eyes left, then took his eyes back right. Now he's bringing his eyes back left, and he's going to be late to his ultimate twist that comes on that backside. So there's a bunch wrong right here in protection, all right? that could have been easily avoided had we just picked it up, right? Had we just said, all right, hey, easy. Mike zero. We're going this way. We're going to lock you on the backside anywhere he goes, all right? And then we're going to plug the running back on that free linebacker. Even that twist that's causing problems for you right now, Jonathan, it wouldn't if you called the protection correctly. All right, because Monroe Freeling would just drive him down. The running back would come over here, pick him up. All right, and then we've got all this picked up if the center slides over and picks up the mic that we'd actually had have called. All right, we did say the motion got him here, right? We said that on the way home. All right, here he is. Foot's in the back of the foot's in the ground, right? Back foot's in the ground. That's when we know, all right, quarterback has made the decision. He's going to start ripping this football. The weight's on that back foot. The front foot is dry. All right, that is what we talk about with regards to being a little bit long, all right, dropping it below the waistline. We all see that moment right there, okay? Right, and we get a little further into it right there, okay? We got to get past the point where when we feel like we really got to rip a football, where we got to break and chicken wing like this, all right? We got to keep the front side tight. You know how I teach it, Jonathan? I tell guys to take their left arm and their thumb and put it underneath their underneath their armpit on their arm side. Okay, reason being, we can't break our elbows like this if my front thumb is put up underneath my armpit. So now we're going to have to be tight. We're going to have to flip that way, right? We're not going to be able to do all this, all right? It's weird to see this from a guy like this who never played baseball. Most baseball guys, they're taught to break their hands. They're taught to break their hands as they drop right here, and they have a tendency to do this one, right? He doesn't. He's never played. Doesn't have a baseball background. This just says, woof, Etienne is good. Yeah, that's a big run. Let's watch him be really, really successful, and let's watch him be really, really elite, and then we'll talk about what's actually needing to be talked about here, okay? All right, two things, Jonathan. I love when we have running quarterbacks, or at least a threat to run, the responsibility and the discipline that it forces on the backside of defenses, okay? This guy's not going to be able to just haul ass and pursue the mesh point. He's not going to be able to because he's going to have to hold responsibility for that backside keep, especially when the tight end arc releases. But it's not just that guy, right? It's this guy as well. This guy has been running all day long and making this play at +3. Now, watch what happens to this backside safety. Look, all right, I got to play it slow. And now I can key, right? He's just now started to run, and look how far offline he is from the running back. Okay, he's already beat by alignment right now. And the reason I love this is because it cleans up our combinations and it cleans up our surface, if you will, on the front side. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players who are inevitably going to work their way front side. Okay, all 4 of those guys for these 4 hats. And we're going to get hats on hats, right? You hear coaches talk about that all the time. We got to get hats on hats, right, Jonathan? We're going to get hats on hats. Look here. They got 5 guys in the box. We've got 5 hats on hats and a ball carrier that's about to do something special with it. Okay? But in my opinion, look, this is a 4-yard gain anyways because of this right here. It's a 4-yard gain anyways because of this right here. But I told you, that safety being held right now in line with the quarterback, imagine if that safety were right here. Okay, a 70-yard gain or a 60-yard run, whatever this is a 7-yard run instead of a 65-yard run, right? All we're doing is making the counts front side much more fortuitous for us as an offense. And look who makes the play, right? It's the backside end who all season long has been doing this, right? Turn in flat, run down line of scrimmage, tackling the running back at his legs. Now, because he's held responsible, now he's got to bubble and peel all the way back around this football play to run it down. It's a tremendous effort play by the true freshman. I think that's Colin Simmons right there. It saves a touchdown. It's nothing but an effort play from number 11. He never takes his foot out of it. That's a great job by a 5-star. Note says Oscar's running to grass right here. We're going to motion him in. We're going to get a stacked release right here. At the top of it, one's going out, one's going in, okay? I think it's a really well-designed route right here, and it is running to grass. Oscar Delp with that back turn running to that corner and man-to-man, or at least zone matching, all right? That Oscar Delp route is definitely running to grass. We all see that, right? Boom. Now, you got to beat the safety with a piss missile. All right, we got to throw it in there and not get our tight end killed. But he opts for the corner route right here. Now, I don't like that we missed the obvious touchdown. Okay, I don't like that. But here's what I do like, Jonathan. If we're gonna miss a tightly contested ball, we see that running right now, right? We see that back turned. We see this tight end running to grass. So it's a minus. But here's the deal. I like the miss, Jonathan. I like that this is where this ball got put. This ball got put way the hell up out here. All right, no one's gonna catch it. We're just gonna throw this and live another down. All right, now this is a lesson that he needs to apply later on in the football game, but nonetheless, I like that we missed way up and away, and you could tell from the start, as soon as it came out of his hand, I'm standing in the end zone right here. As soon as it came out of his hand, you're like, oh, that was he was throwing that football away. Boy, he ripped that thing, didn't he? Let's see if he drops the elbow here, because he's definitely throwing this as hard as he can. A little bit. He's physical, not shifty. That's what the notes say right here. He's physical, not shifty. Okay, got another quarterback draw right here. I want him running north and south. I never want him running east and west. Agree? Yeah, I know the TV copy of the hit on the end zone looked pretty bad, but the coach's copy right here looks atrocious a little bit later. It's a vet move over here. Watch this defensive lineman. What do you think he's doing?
Trying to get a hold.
Yeah, he's trying to draw a holding call. All right. Now, do you think it's a good idea, the aggressive meter?
Yeah, I like it.
You're with me?
Yeah.
You think, all right, so here's what Jonathan and I were talking about. So this is a 4th and 3. Ball's at the, 12-yard line. I think it's a 10-6 football game at this point. If they kick a field goal right here, they go up 7 against an offense that hadn't really moved the football since the 3rd drive of the football game. So I'm sitting in the stadium, and they're doing hard counts. They're doing a bunch of like this right here at the line of scrimmage, right? And I'm telling people around, there ain't no way. I've been watching this team all year. There ain't no way they're running the football. There's no way they're taking a play. They're just trying to draw a free, 5 yards, pick up a first down. They're going to call the timeout, bring out the field goal unit, and kick the ball. Sure as shit, they run the ball right here on 4th and 3. They run the ball. They don't throw the ball. They run the ball. Now, I wrote down in my notes, this is the first statement. This is the first statement from the coach on the other sideline wearing the headsets and the red and the visor saying, I am aggressive today. Now, I think we need to have, if I'm a coach, all right, if I ever become a coach, we're going to have aggressive meters. We're going to have some type of metric that somebody in the box, their job is to decide, hey, how aggressive is the coach on the other side being? Because in the middle of this football game, all year long, this has been check with me, bullshit, not a play, timeout, kick the field goal. And now all of a sudden he comes out here and they run the ball down our throat on 4th and 3, okay? And the most aggressive play call of the game. And I would have moved my aggressive meter up. And you know what that would have made me be a little bit more alert of a little bit later in the football game, Jonathan? Maybe a fake punt on 4th and 3. Because my aggressive meter's out the roof. Because this guy all year long, I've been watching him, and he ain't never going for it on 4th down and 3. All right, he's always taking the points. And now all of a sudden his motives have changed. His MO has changed, right? His modus operandi has changed. I need to change. I need to start making adjustments based on what the other guy's doing. And I think that was a missed opportunity right here for Texas's staff to start realizing, hey, the other guy's playing this game differently than he normally does. Just man football right here. Line up, beat the guy in front of you. Line up, beat the guy in front of you. I love these steps. I don't like to be non-aggressive as an offensive lineman in short yardage situations, Jonathan, but the number one thing I can't do is whiff. I don't want to be over-aggressive. I don't want to be over my toes. So the best thing I can do sometimes, especially if I'm 6'6", 330 pounds, is to just get my feet up underneath me, absorb the contact, and then take him where he wants to go. Watch Tate Ratledge here. We never gain ground. Look, in fact, we step backwards. All right, we get our feet into the ground. We get our hips up underneath us. We have a good solid base right here. We're not leaning. Now we go helmet to helmet strike. And now it's about keeping the guy in front of me and running my feet to the echo of the whistle, and we get the 3 yards. All right. It's a really good job right there in a short yardage situation where you can oftentimes get made to look kind of silly on tape playing out over your toes. Couple plays later, they're going to motion the back out into empty, Jonathan. No, they're not. Never mind. This is quarterback draw. Hold on. This is the quarterback run out of empty. What are we playing? We're playing quarterback run, no doubt. Every time, ball inside the 5, out of empty, we are playing quarterback run. All right, going to bring orbit motion in and run quarterback truck, all right, into the boundary. This is a touchdown if 2 guys make their block. If 85 wins his down block, if 73 wins his kickout block, this is a touchdown. Gunner Stockton's one-on-one with the safety at the 2-yard line, and I like those odds. Okay? 84 has got to make this block right here on this defensive end. Oh, bad angle, dude. Why are we going down? Look, man, you need to attack this upfield shoulder. The last thing we need to do is go in here. We need to attack upfield shoulder. The play's coming out. We know he's going to eventually start to work outside. I hate this angle from 84 right here. You're attacking the wrong shoulder. You're going to get beat every single time that you do that. Such a smart football player that I see do like not smart things sometimes on tape. Or at least I assume he's smart. All right, it's 3rd and goal from the 8, and they ran quarterback draw. What's that telling you?
They don't want to turn the football over.
They do not want to turn the football over, which made that 4th and 3 go for it call like even more alerting if I were a Texas staffer. Like, you know, he's clearly doing everything he can running the ball wise to be aggressive here. Doesn't necessarily trust his quarterback at this point in the play calling in this area. Alert, alert. He's going to have to make plays otherwise, right? He's going to have to make plays in another facet of this football game. All right, so we've seen flood into the boundary. We've seen a lot of play action roll out. We've seen a couple of, standard runs where backside defenders are having to be held true, all right, by the quarterback, all right? And now, you tell me if they had tendencies on the backup, all right? It's not like this guy was completely unprepared for, because about the 3rd or 4th possession, you can start seeing defensive ends knowing, all right, hey, look, watch out for play action, and when you get it, make sure you attack the upfield shoulder, right? Boom. Okay, now this is the concept they're trying to work. We got an out right here and a deep comeback out here with the deep over from the backside. None of that is going to be available to Gunner. He's immediately going to pull the football down and start to scramble. The play's dead as soon as the defensive end makes the play that he does on this front side right here. As soon as he converts run to pass on Lawson Lucky and beats him right there, play's almost basically over, because our whole progression in this concept of rollouts is timed up with our rollout, right? The wide receivers are supposed to be matching in progression with the pace of us as we roll out, because we want that guy to be in line with the quarterback at every point, right? We want the arrow to be right there in front of his face as he rolls out. We want the secondary deep over to be right there as he clears the tackle box. We want the 3rd and final read at the sideline to be there at the sideline as the quarterback reaches the sideline, right? All of these things are supposed to be timed up. As soon as the timing gets thrown off by the frontside defensive end, we might as well turn it into a scramble. Told you he was comfortable with flood into the boundary, right? Jonathan, ball's on the left hash. They do it a little bit differently right here and out of a different set, okay? It's in duos. They have an attached tight end out here, and they're going to run Arian on that same post route. They're going to run Jurasic on a little in and out right here and then leak the back eventually over here. Same concept. We're going to read it top to bottom. We're going to read it 1 to 2 to 3, all right? I think, actually, Jurasic's on the out and up down the sideline. I think Jurasic would have opened for a massive hitter right here, okay? A massive hitter. He's turning and running up the sideline right now, all right? Corner's disappeared because he's running with Arian Smith. We checked the football down into the flat, and I don't necessarily know that I love the check down, especially because we've got a clean pocket and the quarterback's already decided to throw the football. Now, it works out best because Jurasic's about to fall on his face and get shot by a sniper in the crowd. So it's ideal for the system. I don't know if I see, and this is where you get kind of, I don't know, Jonathan. As a coach, this is where I would find difficulty. Do I give the quarterback a minus for already having made the decision that we are checking the football down, right? The ball's already out of his hands. Meanwhile, had Jurasic stayed on his feet, which he's not falling yet, we've already thrown the ball out. We've got a 45-yard runner down the sideline if we allow the progression to work. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're giving up on the read and we're checking the ball down, and it would have been the right decision knowing the outcome that Jurasic fell down, but the read's not right. Do we all get as an audience what I'm saying right here? I wonder if we're negative on the quarterback knowing that, hey, the result was positive and it was the best result for this simulation of the play, but our read is incorrect. Time check, 35?
42.
Ooh. But great job playing on time. One thing I do like about Gunner is when he does check the ball down, it's immediate. It's top of the drop, ball's out right now. They've obviously been coached up really well on these types of things. It's just a great play by the nickel right here. Nickel transfers over. They're running a fake out. Back in tunnel. We're releasing linemen into the tunnel screen action right here. The only way this play gets beat is if the corner or the nickel that's transferring right there makes a great play, and he does. Does a great job right there. We're going to play 53. All right. I love this. I love this. I would talk about balancing the numbers, right? Balancing the counts, making the counts look right. This is the definition of it, okay? I want y'all to watch from the tight right here. I want you to watch two players. First of all, based off alignment, you can tell off rip they respect the quarterback run, don't they? They respect the idea that the quarterback might be keeping this out of the backfield, or we might be getting some type of play action rollout. There's an opportunity that the play is ultimately coming this way. You can see that based off of alignment. Now watch them post snap and watch them have to remain responsible. Look at them. They're out in B gap or C gap, both of them. We're running the football this way as an offense. They have nobody on the front side except for the front side safety. So we've immediately made the count so much easier for ourselves as an offense. All year long, these two linebackers have been bumped over and caddy cornered right here in these bubbles on the defense. Now they're caddy cornered a full gap to the right, all right? And they're bringing blitz, and they're running stunt, and we're hitting it for a 9-yard gasher in your face. But it's all, in my opinion, it's all because these two guys are having a forced respect, right? Now, here's the other thing that I'm going to tell you is about to start happening, Jonathan. You see all this space that's going to start getting created between these defenders that are responsible for quarterback run and these defenders that are responsible for flowing to stop the running back, right? Now, there's a couple of plays on this clips that I'm going to show you here in a second where I guarantee you the next time Trevor Etienne plays with Gunner Stockton, you're going to see some balls get cut right off this backside tackle's ass. All right, I can almost guarantee it, or backside guard's ass. All right, so I've decided the name of the offense that we are going to run with Gunner Stockton as my quarterback. It's the Rippers and Runners offense, Jonathan. That's what we're running. We ain't asking this dude to throw a single layered football. Not a day in his life. We're not going to ask this dude to sit in the pocket and read progressions or do any of that stuff. We are going to set up nothing, no pass concept where Gunner Stockton can't put his feet in the ground and rip it as hard as he can. All right, we're going to design rippers in the pass game and runners in the run game with the quarterback. All right, rippers and runners, that's what we're going to do. And here's why. All right, put us into, and tell me this ain't when this dude's most confident. Tell me this ain't when this dude's got the best ability to throw the football most accurately, okay? He stands on it. When he has an opportunity to stand on it 10 toes, that ball is pissed on, ladies and gentlemen. That ball is humming, all right? And I know you can't really see it. Maybe, hold on. I got something for us. That helps out a lot, don't it? All right, now you tell me if you can ever even see this football. All right? Because it's ripped and it's in slow motion right now. That ball jumps on his ass, okay? So this is my offense. I'm going to design passing concepts where I know, like that comeback that he threw early in the football game. Dude, he stood 10 toes on it, got to rip it as hard as he could. That's what I would design. Rippers, rippers, rippers. You're going to have to cut this. I think. Hold on. Yeah, you're going to have to cut it.
No, I got us one right now.
Oh, that a boy. Look at the kid. All right, back here. You can kind of see it right here in the tight as well, man. This ball jumps out of his hands. Rippers and runners. Give me an opportunity to put my feet in the ground and rip the piss up out the football. I don't want to have to worry about this guy throwing up over a linebacker and underneath a safety and, oh, we got to throw it with timing right now on this deep over that's running in between two defenders. No. I want this guy being able to stand 10 toes on it and throw it as hard as he can. I feel like that's when he's his best. It's a good check down right here. It's a really good check down. Look, watch. Top of the drop. They're trying to run FIB again. We got the deep over. We got the deep post. We got the flood down the boundary with the flare into the flat. As soon as we see bail, check the ball down right now on 3rd and 3. Play on time. Play on time. This is how I know he's well coached too, because he gets out there and he does play on time. He's not trying to wait for reads to open. 3rd and 3, he knows the situation. He knows what we got. If we see bail technique from everybody, let's check the ball down right now. We got a good back. Front side counts, far more balanced. Far more balanced on the front side of these run counts, man. Okay, look. They got a whole bunch of bodies on that. Oh, it's a wrong play. Wrong play. We're going to 58. My bad. That was the Anthony Evans fumble that we just skipped over. Look at these guys. Look how far apex that backside inside linebacker is. Look how long he's got to hold out there. Look how long he's got to hold. He's just standing there. He hasn't moved. The ball's already in the back's hands. It's in his belly. We're running for grass right now already, because the backside end cannot move. He's stuck standing there. Look at it from the tight. The backside linebacker, rather. Okay? Their best player completely neutralized on this play by the quarterback run, or the opportunity potentially for quarterback run. Okay? And because he's not bumped over here, now look how clean these counts are front side. ISO, 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 peel back. We got 2 for you. And now we're one-on-one with the safety. We're one-on-one with the safety based off purely with the lineman. And guess what? We're going to knock the safety. We're going to bring London Humphreys in and crack him. And now the corner's got to come down and fill and run support. All right, another opportunity here. Another look at this. Okay? This front side is the ball that Nate Frazier fumbles, but this is a 12-yard run right here, okay? And you tell me why it's created, Jonathan. Because I see one player in this film right now that is real slow to move, all right, and he doesn't get to his intended gap, and it's this guy right here. It's the same guy 2 plays in a row. It's their best football player, okay? Now, you tell me why he's possibly this hesitant and where his eyes are. Because I think he's deathly terrified that the quarterback might be keeping the damn ball, isn't he? Guess who's not keeping the ball? The quarterback. Guess who is? The running back, front side, into his gap where he's supposed to be filling. And what's crazy is he didn't keep a single one of these. Gunner didn't. Gunner didn't give you a single one of these read options, but just the coach on the sideline going, hey, the backup's coming in. He's a former 4-star, dual threat out of high school. He can really, really run. We got to respect read option out of the back. That one little thing caused that hesitation right there, in my opinion. Okay? Hey, Jonathan. It's the first play of the possession where they throw an interception. You think he liked F5B? You think he liked F5B? I think he did. I think they really, really liked flood into the boundary. And it got covered every single damn time by Texas. Look at this. They got somebody running for the tight. They got somebody for the back. They got somebody for the post. They got somebody for the deep over. I mean, there's two best defenses in the country on any given Saturday playing right here. These guys were locked. All right, so now we're into the overtime possession. I thought, oh no, this is the pick. Let's talk about this. All right, so first and foremost, not to call anybody a liar, all right, but I know why he was doing what he was doing. He was protecting his offensive coordinator, was Kirby Smart. But when we asked him after the football game, Coach, did you feel like you were out of field goal range? He said, yeah, we were way out of field goal range. We had to get some more yardage to feel comfortable about the field goal. Coach, it's a 48-yard field goal. Peyton Woodring's banging a 48-yard field goal in his sleep. Okay, so I don't think we had to be this aggressive. I think we're choosing to be this aggressive, and that's okay. All right, now let's coach it up. Let's see what we're talking about right here. All right, so there are 4 down defenders. Texas is going to add a 5th and add a 6th. We, as an offense, have mesh working, okay? Dominic Lovett's going to run the mesh. Oscar Delp's going to run the mesh. And then I think we've got some type of concepts going over here, but it doesn't matter because the moment we get plugged up, the moment we get 6 guys coming onto this formation or coming into this blitz package, we know we're what? We know we're hot. We've got to get the ball out immediately. What we can't do is panic, all right? So as soon as we see that, as soon as we see all of these defenders coming into our face, got to take it right now. Got to take it right now. Got to take Oscar Delp right there in your face. Hit him, okay? Because they've brought the heat, and they have nobody over the middle of this field. What we can't do is try to pull the football down and take off running. And if we do, take the sack. We don't throw this. I don't know what this is. I think he thinks he's got it to the sideline. He thinks he can get this ball thrown away. You cannot, sir. You cannot, sir. Now, championship difference right here. There's a championship difference right here between 2 football players, okay? That's Lawson Lucky, and I don't know who the Texas defender is that I don't want to have Texas fans pissed off about. Turn around, make a block. Because if you turn around, make a block right now, this is 6. This is 6. But instead, we're celebrating, putting our hands up, running down the sideline, thinking the play and the game ultimately is over, instead of actually making a play for our teammate, because we have an opportunity to run this back to the house. Now, the overtime possession, most people will remember for Gunner almost dying. I will remember for Oscar Delp making 2 incredible plays. This being the first one. This is a play action pass. They're going to leak Oscar Delp into the flat, okay, off fake truck action. All right. And if he does not make this play right here, if he does not make this guy miss, you're facing 2nd and 11 right now to start this possession. That's not ideal. Okay, that's not ideal. In fact, I think, well, no, that's a sack. If you get sacked on P and 10, did you know there's like a 7% chance you score on that drive? Did you know that? I didn't either. I heard that stat the other day. I was like, oh my God, sacks on 1st and 10. Death traps. The drive's over. So here we go. It would have been a negative play on 1st and 10. It's a great job. He turns it into a 2nd and 1. And then this play, okay? Oh, I told you, class, take a mental picture, right? Earlier on that RPO, they plugged this nickel, which gave him a pull key, right? We throw the ball out in the flat. Well, they're going to do the same thing, except they're going to wrap Anthony Hill right here. This is a really good adjustment from the defensive coordinator from Texas. I thought this was really cool. I hadn't seen this. Look, they're switching it right now. This right here to the quarterback, that's where his eyes are. If you see that right there, he's looking at that nickel defender that's now plugging. That key is telling him I'm supposed to get the ball out. What he can't see, because his eyes are here, is Anthony Hill, the inside linebacker, now rotating out of the box to go play screen. So they have 3 over 2 when you think they have 2 over 2. It's a really good job right there creating a negative on a play that Gunner thought he had the answer to. Hey, Jonathan, ball's on the left hash. What do you think they were running? Yeah, fib. They're running flood into the boundary. Over and over and over again. And that is 100% a hold on Cash Jones. Oh, my. Oh, no, he's already biting because you've already thrown the football. But woo-wee. Woo-wee. This is the other insane play from Oscar Delp. This dude makes contact at 4th and 3, right? You get tackled right here. We're going into 2 overtimes, aren't we, Jonathan? We're gonna be puckering up for another full overtime, and they get the ball first, or you get the ball first. You're gonna have to go right back onto the offensive or onto the field and play offense. What are we playing out of empty, Jonathan?
QB run, now screen.
QB runner now screen. You damn right. Oh my God, he almost died. He killed him. Oh my God, he almost died. We'll just watch it. There's not a lot of analysis here. Okay. To hold on to the ball, dude. To hold on to this football. Jeez. All right. What do you think of the Gunner Stockton offense, Jonathan?
I think that definitely seems promising. Based on what you saw from this game, I think it's definitely promising. I'm interested to see what changes from then to now, for sure.
Haynes King. That's what you need to be doing. Studying the hell up out of Haynes King, studying the hell up out of Diego Pavia. He's very Pavia-y. He's a lot taller, okay, but very much so a Pavia runner. This isn't some twitchy dude. It's a guy that's going to run you over. Appreciate you. Love you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight. Bye.